we need to talk about the current state of 343 Industries. More specifically, there's the state of 343 Industries for the past 10 years, but we need to seriously have a discussion about whether or not they're fit to run Halo, at least alone. Before Halo Infinite launched, 343 Industries announced that they would not be shipping the game with campaign co-op and Forge. While I understand Halo 5 did not have Forge at launch, campaign co-op and Forge are expected to launch with every Halo. They have since Halo 3, with the exception of Halo 5. Halo 3 had Forge arrive at a later date, but that was the first game to have Forge. I'll play that clip now.
Unfortunately, as we focused the team for shutdown and really focused on a quality experience for launch, we made the really tough decision to delay shipping campaign co-op for launch. And we also made the tough call to delay shipping Forge past launch as well.
Well, Joseph, I mean, clearly this was not a decision that you or the team has taken lightly, right? I mean, we know this is just an integral part of the Halo experience. So can you just talk through a little bit of kind of just the why, like why was this decision?
You know, you and I talk about this a lot, and everybody in the studio has the same conversation, which is, what is our number one priority? Well, our number one priority is making sure that whatever we ship, whenever we ship it, it meets the right quality bar. Across all platforms, Xbox devices, PC in all its different configurations. And when we looked at these two experiences, Campaign Co-op and Forge, we made the determination they're just not ready. And as a studio, we don't want to ship things if they're not ready, so people can play them, have fun, have a nice, stable, performant experience. So we're going to keep Campaign Co-op and Forge in the oven for a little bit longer, and then when they're ready, we're going to release them as part of our seasonal roadmap next year.
If these features weren't ready to go, I can understand a delay, but you should have realistically delayed the entire game. I understand that Campaign Co-op and Forge don't seem like the biggest things in the world, but they are an integral, necessary part of the Halo formula that without them it does not feel like Halo. At the very least, we were confirmed to be getting these features. After Halo 5 launched, without split-screen co-op, Bonnie Ross came out and said that it was a mistake that would never be made again.
We've also had a lot of learnings along the way. When we fell down with the multiplayer launch of MCC, or when we didn't put split screen in with Halo 5, I think it's incredibly painful for the community and for us. I think it erodes trust with the community, as the community is part of our world building. A lot of learnings from that, and I would say for any FPS going out forward, we will always have split screen in going forward, but painful learnings.
And yet, Bonnie Ross said all future Halo games will have split screen. Now, I will admit Halo Infinite has split screen if you're willing to play multiplayer, but obviously that's not what we were talking about here. We were specifically referring to campaign split screen co-op, because that would be split screen co-op, not just split screen. She said all future Halo games will have the split screen co-op experience. And then this happens.
We have had to make the difficult decision not to ship campaign split screen co-op and take the resources that we would use on that and go after this list and all these other things that we're going to talk about in just a sec.
So they have officially decided to go back on their word and decide to not launch split screen co-op, even though we have seen gameplay of it running perfectly fine, simply because they don't think they have the necessary allocated resources to make it run perfectly, which is going back on their word. How many times is 343 Industries going to go back on their word or change something about Halo that we don't like? It's getting out of hand. Granted, there are some audio issues. You didn't hear any gunshots or anything, but those are simple fixes. They're really not anything that's that big of a deal. Nothing that would stop you from launching it. But no, they decided they would better allocate their resources to other things, which, to be fair, Halo Infinite is in a pretty bad state. I mean, we've had 2 seasons in over a year. I mean, look at games like Destiny 2. Look at how many seasons they have a year, and then look at Halo Infinite's 2. And neither of them really added anything new. Everything in those 2 seasons is either terrible or things we've seen before. I legitimately do not understand Halo, at least under 343. And I guess 343 doesn't understand what Halo is either, because last time I checked, Halo was a social experience, but not according to 343.
We also want an experience that's competitive and fair. We're a very competitive game. That's our DNA. That's who we are, right? You go back all the way to the very first Halo, right? Multiplayer. I mean, it is a highly competitive game. And so we want an experience where players can expect that the game is competitive and fair.
You're a liar! You're a liar!
Halo, at its core, is a party game. One of the original people that designed Combat Evolved's multiplayer, I don't have the footage, but I know I've seen it somewhere. They said that they designed Halo to be a party game with shooter mechanics. So for the fact for you to say that Halo is a competitive game at heart and go all the way back to Combat Evolved is wrong. Look at the Magnum. That Magnum was fucking broken. You can't make a competitive game with something that broken. Look at the battle rifle in Halo 2, all the button combos and shit. That would not fly in a current competitive market. Were competitive modes added? Yes, but Halo at its core was fundamentally a party game. Just like Super Smash Bros. Has competitive modes and has a competitive circuit, but is fundamentally at its core a party game. To add to the list of things that's wrong with 343 Industries, they cannot seem to launch a Halo game with all of its features intact. We're missing campaign co-op and Forge. They have zero mentions of Infection anywhere. We didn't even get a SWAT playlist or a fucking Slayer playlist until months after the game came out. How do you launch a Halo game without Slayer, your most popular game mode? This isn't the only time they've done this. Halo 5 was missing core fundamental game modes that were then added via a roadmap in which they should have been in the game at launch. This is the 4th time 343 is fucked up. Actually, I think it's the 5th time if you include Combat Evolved Anniversary separately from the Master Chief Collection, because you have their first project, which was Combat Evolved Anniversary, and while it was a fun game, it looks absolutely nothing like Combat Evolved and doesn't even have the same atmosphere. Then you have Halo 4, which while the campaign was good, the multiplayer was a terrible Call of Duty ripoff and died immediately, and they replaced fan favorite Firefight with Spartan Ops, which died also very quickly. Then you have the Master Chief Collection, which launched in an absolutely buggy and broken state, and when they went radio silent on it, didn't even try to fix until 2017, when that game launched in 2014. Then you have Halo 5, which launched without fundamental multiplayer features, had one of the worst campaigns I've ever played in my entire life, and to top it all off, had a terrible microtransaction system attached to it. This is like, how many more chances can we give 343 Industries? I mean, look at this roadmap to Halo Infinite. It looks very similar to the shit we saw in Halo 5. I mean, look, we have Forge Beta coming in November. The Forge Beta is coming in November. Then we have Campaign Network Co-op and Mission Replay, a 30TL Battle Pass, Detachment and Argoyle maps. Match XP Beta does not come until November. Match XP Beta. How? Then, we're not getting any new arena or big team battle maps until March 7th. We're not getting the DMR until at least March, April, May, or June. Shroud Screen comes in that same update. The 100 tier battle pass comes in the same update. We don't get a custom games browser until getting close to 2 years after this game launched. We're not getting the Forge Beta until at least March. No Escalation or VIP, which those are new game modes, but regardless, we don't even have in-game reporting until at least March. 90% of the things in this roadmap should have launched with the game, and it's inexcusable that they didn't, regardless of whether or not COVID happened. It's absolutely inexcusable that they didn't, and if they didn't, the game shouldn't have launched until they were ready. Now, I'm not going to sit here and absolutely trash on 343 Industries without passing some of that blame off to Microsoft. Microsoft's policy within the employees of their companies like 343 Industries are that they have to have private contractors come in and fill certain roles and then leave after a certain amount of months, instead of allowing 343 Industries to work on the game with actual full-time employees. They have to have contractors come in. When those contractors leave, any work they did, the standard employees don't really know how to edit since the contractor did it. And I think that Microsoft is very much partly at fault for this, but there has to be something. There's got to be a change. Either upper management needs to be fired, or Microsoft needs to get off their high fucking horse and let 343 do what they need to do. Or maybe a second studio, like one of the Activision ones, needs to come in and help with Halo, because I don't think 343 has the capability of handling Halo alone anymore. And I'm not the only person that thinks that. Outcries from the community, from big streamers to small streamers to even, like, just content creators of any kind, or even just standard Halo fans, have been to fire 343. Hashtag fire 343 has been trending all over Twitter. And I don't necessarily think firing everyone within 343 is the answer. I think that'll just lead to more chaos. But I do think that either there needs to be a restructuring, upper management needs to be fired, we need actual employees, there needs to be some, like, very quick, now, right this minute changes to 343 Industries, because I am not confident that this franchise can go on anymore if 343 are solely in charge of Halo. I know people tell me to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I have. I enjoyed Halo 4's campaign, so I thought, okay, let's give them the benefit of the doubt there. Master Chief Collection was a compilation of games that they didn't really make, so I figured they just don't know what they're doing with that engine. Okay, fine, I'll let it pass. Then Halo 5 comes around. Terrible campaign, but I enjoyed the multiplayer, even with the terrible microtransaction system, so I gave them a pass. I'm not giving them any more fucking passes. This is getting ridiculous. They have not produced anything close to what Bungie has. Halo 2 was unfinished. Launched without half of the shit they wanted to have in the fucking game, and it's still launched more complete than Halo Infinite. When a game from 2007, which, by the way, that's Halo 3, has more content than a game from 2021, 2022 now with the live service updates, that really says something. Something needs to be changed drastically, immediately. Look at this. This is the Master Chief Collection in 2014. Credit to Cool 12 for the footage, by the way. This is the Master Chief Collection as it launched in 2014. How can you ship a game like this? And this isn't just MCC. They do it with every game they make. They ship it like shit and then fix it later. We're tired of it. We want complete games at launch or no games at all. 343 Industries, fix your shit or someone else will. And when I say someone else will, I don't mean you'll make the game and another studio will fix it. I mean if you don't start fixing your fucking games and launching them properly, someone else is going to be making Halo. Which inevitably is what I want. I don't want 343 to be fired, but I do want other studios to work on Halo games alongside 343 Industries, because they have clearly shown they're not capable of handling the Halo franchise on their own. They're not. They just can't. I would rather have Sledgehammer Games, the company that made Call of Duty Vanguard, fucking Vanguard, work on Halo than 343 at this point, and that says a lot. It really does. Look, guys, I'll tell you what to do right now so that you can fix Halo Infinite. I really will. I'll give you the steps to fix Halo Infinite in this video. I know you're not going to be watching it, but if the off chance you are, I will give you the steps to fix it. Here we go. We need Forge ASAP. Campaign co-op ASAP with split screen. I don't care what you just said, add it anyway. We need cross customization for all armors immediately. Don't even bother with the testing process or whatnot. Put all of it at once through the flighting program. And then when the flighting program's over, put all of it at once into the game. If it worked in the flighting program, put it in the game. We need playable elites. Those need to be in the game. We're tired, us elite players are tired of not having customization options available in Halo. Ever since you guys took over, you just haven't let us, which is a shame because I quite liked the new elites from Halo 4 and 5. I know a lot of people didn't, but I would have loved to play as those big-ass motherfuckers. And you just never let me. We need the guns we're missing, things like the carbine, things like the plasma rifle, the brute plasma rifle, the spiker, the fucking needle rifle, the magnum. We need the OG shotgun. Some of that stuff's already in the game. We need some of the game modes we're missing, like Infection, Griffball, Escalation Slayer, which I think is coming. I believe so. I think that was in the roadmap. We need you to ditch the coding system, but not entirely. The coding system should be relegated to what's on the colors. So like grime, dust, what material the colors are. But the coding system needs an overhaul to where I can take any coding and put any 2 colors on it. Because honestly, paying $5 to $6 for the fucking color blue is ridiculous. Or for me to grind to tier like 30 in the battle pass to get red. That's dumb. Coding should be the way Doom 2016 did it. In Doom 2016, you had a coding system. All the coding system did was tell you what the material was, and if there was grime, dust, dirt, damage, water, etc. to the armor. If your coding system did that, but allowed us to customize the 2 colors within it, players will be so much more on board with it. We need more armors from Halo 4 and 5, as well as more from Reach in the original games. We need to be able to throw together the 343 armors and the original Bungie armors into one thing. We need the ability to host custom games and have custom game servers. Custom games browser, maybe even a custom games code for content creators to invite people without having to add them to their friends list. We need to be able to stay in games after we leave them. Player reporting, which I know is coming, but it should have been here. Just all of the social features that we've been missing. Clans, or even just clan tags. Like, guys, you have a gold mine here. Halo could be the biggest thing Microsoft has going for it, even bigger than Call of Duty, if you let it. But you aren't letting it. You're fucking it over. You're letting it die. I don't want to see Halo die. I'm not a Halo hater. I want to see Halo thrive. I want to see Halo better than it was under Bungie. I have faith that you can do it if you actually apply yourself, but you're not. You really aren't. And at this point, I'm losing my hope. You guys may not be able to revive the Halo franchise. It might be dead if you continue permanently. Like, it might be dead permanently for good if you continue down this path. And I don't want to stick around to see it. I don't want to see my favorite franchise, the franchise that got me into gaming in the first place, die because of your poor-ass decisions. I can't fathom the fact that Halo could actually be at its end right here. And no one seems to care at all. I know you guys can turn this game around. You did it with Halo 5, you did it with the Master Chief Collection, but how many years is it gonna take? Because eventually the community isn't going to care anymore. Even if this game is the best Halo game that's ever existed, if it is as bad as it is, for the same amount of time MCC was, I doubt the community are gonna come crawling back once you do fix it. I think they're just going to say, you took too long, we'll go find something else to play like Splitgate. I honestly, guys, you gotta work harder, gotta work faster, gotta get new employees, gotta start doing this shit, devise multiple teams to multiple different things, call upon other studios to help you if necessary. We need these features in before March, before May. We need these features in before the end of the year. And I know it's unrealistic and not gonna happen, but unfortunately it's still necessary to do those things. And if it's not, the community's gonna be disappointed regardless of the fact of whether you think it's possible, because you fucked up for so long. I know you guys care about Halo, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like you're intentionally letting it die. Do you want to be known as the guys that killed Halo? Or do you want to be known as the guys that made Halo better than it ever could be? Come on, guys. Get your shit the fuck together. You can still do this. You have guys like Joseph Staten, who worked on the original games, working with you. He can lead you in the right direction if Microsoft lets him. And if you guys put your shit the fuck together. I know this game can be one of the best Halo games of all time because the core gameplay is addicting. The core gameplay of Halo Infinite is absolutely amazing. I just wish you guys would put forth the effort for it to be a live service game, because 2 updates in a year is not a live service game, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a live service game. Look at what Bungie's doing with Destiny. You should be doing that. The amount of content they have per season, that's what you should have been doing from launch, and that's what I expect from you, because if Bungie can do it without the backing of a big company, because they weren't owned by Sony at the time. So if Bungie can do it without the backing of a big company, you can do it with the biggest tech industry or biggest tech company in the world backing you. 343, you either need to get the fuck out or fix your shit. I'm hoping you fix your shit, because I don't want people to lose their jobs over this. I want Halo to continue to thrive under your leadership for the next 20, 30, 40 years. But you have to be the one to make the decision to do that, and you're not. And at the current rate it's going, it's looking like most of you aren't going to have your jobs within the next year or two. And that's not what I want to happen, but that's what the community's calling for. They want blood. Show them that they can trust you. On that note, this is me, Kay and Nick, hoping 343 can fix their shit. And I'm signing off. Goodbye, guys. I'll see you in the next video, whenever the hell that is. My upload schedule is fucked.